Alright guys, welcome to chapter 14 of our road to completion for Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light. My name is XONEVANT.
And I'm Dormouse03.
And we just wanted to start this chapter off by showing you guys what our weapon loadout is and what our artifacts and relics are, so just take note of that. The main thing we wanted to point out here is the fact that we are putting on our hand cannons as one of our weapons. We're going to get to that in just a second. We're going to show you here some examples of like other weapons that you could possibly use on the final boss, but we're also kind of trying to show you that they don't do a lot of damage, that at the end of the day you really want to be shooting him with your hand cannons. So that's what you're going to see here, is us kind of dodging these spikes. This will give you an idea of where all the spikes come out at, and then when we actually get into the point where we're shooting him, I think that what do you use, your submachine guns a lot?
And I use the SMGs,
and then I try to show off some other weapons as well. But then later on we'll show you that we're both using, or I'm starting to use the hand cannons more, and she's trying to take out some of the enemies, but it'll make sense as we go through. You can see right there that we're both just shooting him with submachine guns. I think I switched to RPGs a couple times, and you can see that his health is still fairly high, even though we shot him a ton right there. And you can see it there as well. The submachine guns, even though we like to use them throughout the entire game, they're really not that good to use on this boss.
And even the rockets don't take off that much health.
Yeah, and you have a wicked like reload time sometimes with the rockets too. Sometimes they get like, it's like they have to reload or something, so it's not a continuous stream of bullets. I think that when we both have our hand cannons on, you can actually kill him when he comes down on one pedestal. Like, you can actually take his whole life bar out. Let's talk about this point where we're getting points right here.
Right, so at certain points throughout this level, a bunch of these spiders will come down, and so whoever's getting the points has the opportunity to just get a ton of them by killing a bunch of these spiders, getting your relic meter up, getting your multipliers up. The tricky part is that you're still trying to avoid these spikes, and the hardest time is when it's like it is right now, sort of they're kind of randomly coming out, and you just sort of have to go along, watch where they're going to show up, and try to move as best you can. And as long as one person stays alive, you'll be good. So if you're going for points, though, you want to try to not die as best you can.
All these little spiders are great for points, especially if your relic meter is high. And then now you can see that we're going to, well, let's take out a couple more spiders right quick. Lots of points in this particular little area. Then as soon as they're all done, I think I go back to hand cannon. So you're going to see now how fast you're able to take this dude down with hand cannons. It just bleeds off his health really fast. And then he goes down and got some more spiders to take out. But basically he's just got 2 life bars. Obviously your main concern is just getting out of the way of the spikes. Everything else is pretty simple. And then this little rolly spike column of death is gonna roll down at you. Pretty easy to get past. Just make sure you're kind of in the back of the map, and then as soon as it rolls, you're just going to go through where the spikes used to be, and this kind of wrap around. There's plenty of power-ups. There's also an ammo cache and a health shrine up here, so just make sure you're good to go. You can move on to what we call the second part of the fight.
Yes, there's, like there are in a lot of bosses, 3 phases to this fight, and so that was the first one. This second area right here is where your person who's getting their points will try to farm all the rest of their points to meet that score challenge. So you have a bit here where the boss will come and you need to take off one of his life bars, and you'll see how well the hand cannons work on him right here.
Right. And we're trying to also keep like right now we're just beasting on him. So, and what we're trying to show here too is that later on, like when you take off this health bar right here, there's going to be a ton of enemies that come out. And what we find is that it's better for one of your players, especially if you're trying to get points still at this particular stage in the game, to switch to their submachine gun and start killing the enemies, which is what I'm doing there. I'm getting all the points. And then even when the boss comes out again, because he's got another life bar, is you still kind of want to keep one person with the submachine guns and then one person with the hand cannon, just because there's going to be a lot of enemies, and the person with the submachine gun can just go around and kill all the little enemies, while the other player with the hand cannon focuses on the enemy. But obviously you could both equip hand cannons and just go crazy on the enemy too. That's fine, you know, whatever you think is best for you and your teammate. And then this is the third part, right here, the third and final part of this particular boss fight.
Right.
And this is actually not that difficult.
No. And you'll see that he's already gotten his score challenge. He was able to get it off of those enemies in that second area because, you know, I kind of hung back and didn't really do too much, and he just farmed a bunch of those enemies, and they keep coming out as long as the boss is still alive. So this section here.
Yeah, this first little part, because again he has 2 life bars here too. You can basically just come up here to the top of the map right there. He's going to show up on that column, and you can just bleed him dry with bullets right here. You'll see how fast his energy goes down with the hand cannons in play, and then she's using RPGs. I mean, it's a lot of damage for such a short amount of time. And then, really, honestly, wouldn't you say that the main concern here is just the falling
fireballs? Yeah.
I mean, if you can get you and your teammate to go around the room at the same time, like in that little square, then the balls will never even hit you at all. They kind of fall where you were standing, I guess is the best way to look at it. So they'll kind of keep falling behind you. And again, the hand cannon is just doing a lot of work. And then there's going to be these enemies that show up out of the lava. Pretty cut and dry. Just take them out per usual. And then I guess the only other part they need to be thinking about is sometimes the last boss the final boss here he'll land in the middle of the map, and it'll shoot like a ton of these like particle
energy magic
stuff. And that's really the only attack you have to worry about at this point. But you can always, you know, just beast on him or put your shield up with toe tech, something like that, and you're able to get around him. But normally, honestly, by that stage of the game, he's usually already dead, or you can kill him really quick when he goes into that little final stand there or whatever.
His little final hurrah.
Hurrah, yeah.
Before he kicks the bucket.
Yeah, now he's just kind of dropping them. There's the thing we were talking about with all the little particles. So when he gets there, man, just take the hits and beast on him. And that's going to be enough to take him out. There's going to be a final cutscene there that you guys can watch. I think I cut it out just for the sake of the video. But you can see the end of the game and all that cool stuff. And then once you're done, you'll be at your tally screen. You're going to get your unlock VANQUISH XOLOTL, I guess is how you say that. And you're also going to get an avatar and a couple of costumes for Lara. Should be good to go. Alright, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed. We're just going to show you right here on screen that you should have all the achievements in the game except for the speedrun achievement for getting the speedrun, getting all that stuff done. We're going to be showing you that in the bottom half of this RTC. I think we're going to try to do it in one video, right? Mm-hmm. Yep, it's going to be one massive speedrun video that you guys can check out, and you'll be able to get your last unlock. So hopefully you've enjoyed. We'll see you in the next one. Be good.